Guys, I have over 8.8 gigabytes of memory, so we shouldn't be cut off. I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff today. A lot happened since I last posted a video with me in it, and I want to cover as many of those things as possible. But I want to start off with some crafting. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you, I went to the dollar store and I found these great frames with this black, simple sort of poster board back. And you could probably do something like this yourself. I'm doing a series called Purchase or DIY. And you could probably take poster board or even a folder. You know how you can get these folders? They're really inexpensive. So if you don't want poster board, and just take some jute and some clothespins. You could also do it really large if you don't want to buy poster board or a folder. Do a really large one with just jute or anything that you could kind of pin things up, and then some clothespins. So the idea for this one was inspired by me finding some of my baby clothes. Like, my baby clothes is almost 50 years old, but I wanted to show you guys what you could do with some of your old baby clothes. So you have these like little hats that you might have had as a baby, and you could just go like this and go like this. If I'm not getting this on camera, I'll hold it up so you guys can see. And you can sort of put this together. This makes a great gift for a mom. If you have children, you can give it to your children. You could use it yourself. So I just want to show you a few other items that this would work on. And I'm just going to, if I wanted to, I could use the bigger clothespins, because these are small clothespins, but if I wanted to, I could use bigger clothespins and show you guys. So let me just clear this out of the way. So I got two. I mean, you could also put it in a picture frame. But I found these old scratch and sniff cards. I had this from when I was a kid. I can't even tell you, like, this is something that was so fun to get. And you could just put these up and you just scratch it. I don't know if you guys can see that. You scratch it and you sniff it. And it says, what is it? You are my Valentine, orange you. So you are my Valentine, orange you. So it would smell like orange. It still smells like orange. And then here's another one I had from a kid. And I'm going to put this one here. So this idea works not only for baby clothes, but for your old cards. This is an old stationery set I had. My mom got me these stationery sets and had different characters, and on the back it says from, and then it says the stamp and to, and you fold it. So my mom wanted to make sure I had, you know, a little bit of experience with writing, and she's really, you know, who inspired me to keep writing. And so if I wanted to, I can change the position of this string to make it, instead of landscape, portrait. So I would make it, instead of horizontal, vertical, and I could put something like this here and write different important things on it. So this is an idea that you guys could use if your kids are starting out in writing. You don't even have to buy a stationery set. Now there are free things you can print online. So get your kids into writing, and then you can frame their early writing. Keep that. So those are two little ideas I wanted to show you. But let me just go through some of the baby clothes, like the little sets. So here's the little one piece. And you could put this up with the little bonnet. And you just put your bonnet here. And you can hang it up on your walls. You could use it for the little matching sweater. So this goes under the little one piece like this. So that becomes a little outfit. And then to top it off, you put your little matching sweater. So that's one outfit. You could put this little baby booties. So when I was going through it, I told my mom, I said, oh, I think I'll use this frame for booties. That's another outfit and idea. So you could use this for gifts, not just to your parent or to a prospective parent. You can buy new sets. Buy new sets, and that's a great way of presenting these little gifts. So here's the matching little sweater. And let me just show you how this would work. Those are, there's a little bit of wind. You'll hear like a little bit of chimes. Those are my wind chimes blowing. So let me show you how you could present this as a cute little gift for an expectant mom. I'm sure she'll love it. And you just fold it up and present it in a frame for her. So she'll get 2 gifts for 1. So that's one little way of doing it. So I'm just going to go through some of the baby clothes so you guys get an idea. And then I'm going to tell you the update on what's going on. Oh, here's another little thing. This is another, this goes to the other outfit. So here's one pair of booties, and then there's another pair of booties. So these are the little things my mom had for me growing up. And she, obviously, I didn't ruin these sets, but that's something that if you want to give a parent these cute little sets with the little details, they may not always want to keep their kids wearing it, but this gives them the option of using it on their walls. So let me show you this. This is a little sweater my mom got me. Again, this is something, because I love fashion, I would probably put up on a wall. And again, you can get one of those frames that is a shadow box. So like I showed you in the I showed you a video where it's a silhouette. You can get one of those frames and it's sort of set back a bit and has glass. But if you're just someone who wants to just display things, you can. I want to tell you something also about how some of the fashion back then when I was a kid, it had details that I wish grown-up clothes had. I told my mom, I had this idea. I wish that they could recreate the clothes that we had as kids in adult size, so I can kind of like wear this as an adult. So my mom was like, you would be like the moms who dress like their kids. I was like, no, but the idea would be my old clothes would be what the kid would wear, and then I'd wear the adult version. So you can't really find the exact thing that you had as a kid, but could you imagine if someone could create your child clothes in an adult size, and then you could wear it, and then you could just have either your kid wear the kid version, or you just as an adult wear it. Like I would wear this dress in an adult version. So that was something. And to show you what I mean, this was my little dress that I wore. I have a baby picture that was taken of me, and I'm wearing this. So I said to my mom, I said, oh, I love this shirt. She says, this isn't a shirt, this is a dress. So I would love to get the adult size version of this made, because I just love this. And again, it's the whole idea is to keep your old things, recycle, reuse, and repurpose it. So if you can't wear it, some of the clothes that you have here, you don't want to give away, because the regulations for 50 years ago aren't the same as they are today. So back when I was a kid, we didn't have all the fire safety standards that they have now. So some of the clothes that you would be giving to a parent won't be regulated, and you don't want that. It makes more sense now to get new clothes, or if you have these clothes, let the parent know the standards changed from 50 years ago to today. I was having the conversation with my mom, and I said, you know, when I was a kid, there were a lot of fires where kids had flammable clothes, and unfortunately, if the child didn't have, you know, a problem with the actual fire, the clothes became a problem. So it's very important. I just want to say that's very important that you know that old children's clothes may not be up to the same standards as today's clothes. So use that caution. But it works as art. It works as something that you may want to use in pictures, and be careful around the fire, and make sure the kids take those clothes off, and there shouldn't be a problem. So that's something to think about. But again, these frames are something that I got from the dollar store. Great deal. You can recreate the same look with a black folder, poster board, string, and clothespins. Okay, so now that we did something fun, I'm going to talk about the difficult stuff. And the difficult stuff is always what these people are trying to do. So what they did now, we went through the lies, we went through how they were hitting me with different things, and now we'll go to the following around. They are following me around and they're yelling stuff, but not in a way that I can tell who's saying it. They keep their phones out, and I can't tell whether it's someone standing off to in the distance and their phone picks it up, or whether it's a pre-recorded message. If you guys are going through this, you guys are familiar. You heard a noise, so I'm going through the problem in the apartment, and then they follow me around, and I'm trying to get the word out that this is happening. So they now said that I'm a child molester. They said, you won't tell the world that we're saying this. Of course I will. Because if had I been a child molester, I wouldn't tell the world I'm not a child molester. Why would they want me to care for other people's children, which is one of the things I've talked about repeatedly, that they want me to become a foster parent if I'm a child molester. And if they think I'm a child molester, they should call the police. I called the police and told the police that they were accusing me of that. And what happened? Nothing. And that's my point. If you are going to make that false accusation against someone, you should be arrested. It should be a punishable crime. That's the type of lie that you would say, unless you have proof, unless there is some sort of documentation or some way that you're getting that information, that you should be punished by some sort of criminal charge. That isn't something you can just bold-faced lie about. And that's why I'm putting this forward. So what this video is going to be is my way of telling the world what these people are. It's one thing for me to say that they're doing it, but it's another thing for me to have them say it in a way that I can't confront who's saying it. So when I went to the dollar store to pick these up, someone stood behind me in line, two people who are not black, and said they also want to use what's going on with me to sue River Bay. And I turned around and they stopped talking. Then they said, we're allowed to do that because we live here, or we don't live here. Something that they were going on about. So I turned around again, and the woman walked off, and the man stood quietly. And I didn't take out my phone because I'm not going to continue to give them this airspace. If they want, they can make a channel at me in the comments. I hold my comments for review, but you'll notice I've been putting up a lot of the comments because I want this out. I want this public. So on my @CupOfJavaPro Twitter account, you'll see a whole thread with the comments, and the comments have nothing about me being a child molester. So this is a new accusation. So now I'm just a child molester. And if we're going to just throw out things like that, it's a crime, but it's also a reflection of who they are. So when I was in the store, they didn't say that. But I feel like now they'll say it, so I'll take out my phone and call the police and point out the people who I think are calling me a child molester. When they said it, I was in the doctor's office. Just to show you who these people are. I was sitting in the doctor's office, and I was watching television. Someone came near me and kind of close by me, and there was a big picture, so there was a glass so I could see the reflection. Then a woman came over to this side of me and decided to use the outlet to charge her phone. Two women sitting on the other side told her, "Why did you go over there? There's one over here where you were." She's like, no. So she wanted to stand right there. So part of how this works is they follow you to see what you're seeing so they can pretend they're seeing through your eyes. And they keep saying, we want to change your perspective. Well, you want to change my perspective from a regular person to accusing me of being a child molester? That's a change I don't want. And I told you, these people have a strange obsession with child abuse and child abuse. And I don't. Okay? That's part of what's going on. I don't have that obsession. But I am willing to out people who have an obsession with child abuse. That's the difference. So she stands there for a while, and then someone was behind me close. I looked at the reflection. So afterwards, there seems to have been a parent and maybe a child. I don't know. The person had a black hoodie on. I didn't see the face. I didn't see the age. So I'm watching television, and the person was called. I looked in that direction. Then I went back to the TV. I felt something behind my head. I looked in the glass. They said, "Oh, you're looking at that kid." Since when is it a crime to look in a glass that reflects something? They said, "You weren't looking in that glass before." Yes, I was. That's how I knew when the guy got too close. That's also how I knew when there was motion behind my head. So the young lady then left and walked back to where she was sitting before, after the women kind of confronted her about, why did you go all the way next over here, which was close to me. So as this was going on, I heard all this talking. Oh, she looked at that child. She must be into children. Again, I'm dealing with people who are unsafe people. So instead of taking out my phone, this was a doctor's office. People are entitled to their privacy. I didn't take out my phone. I will now take out my phone and call the police. I will now make sure that these people are outed, because like I said, this whole group has a strange obsession with children being abused. They said I was also a victim. They said because I'm so small, meaning thin, I look childlike, and that they were going to sell me off and put me in videos as a child, meaning for child, horrible stuff. So I'm telling you folks this because I want this outed. I'm telling you, this was my whole intention of this, to expose this. Out of nowhere, starting in 2016, all of this nonsense happened. They said the first time they tried to accuse me of being a child molester was in 2020 after Biden won the election. And I said, go ahead. I'm not a child abuser. Go ahead. That is exactly what happened. After I started exposing these people, they decided to make up that lie. Then they apologized and said, no, we know you didn't molest any children. Well, now they said it again. And my point to you folks is that you folks know I've been talking about this situation since 2019. This was an attempt to get me out of this apartment. This was an attempt to get me to do things I did not want to do. And I'm telling you this publicly. I'm not sparing. There are no secrets. I don't molest children. I'm not around children. And I have no interest in being a foster parent. So today, they realized, well, if they want me to be a foster parent and then they falsely accuse me of being a child molester, that kind of ruins that plan. So they said, well, she's not going to say this publicly. Of course I am. I don't want to be a foster parent. I don't want to take care of anyone's kids. I've said this in several videos. And this worked perfectly. It shows how disgusting they are, how they wouldn't take into consideration that accusation isn't just a poor reflection on them, but it also makes true child abuse seem like something you could just throw out there. No, you cannot just throw out that accusation. But also, it means that they would be willing to put a child in an environment with someone they think is unsafe. And that's what I'm telling you. These are horrible, horrible folks. So that's part of it. The next thing I wanted to say is that in trying to change what's happening, they've tried to change my skin coloring, my fit, my form. I'm not normally supposed to be this skinny. I've told you that. But they said, well, look at your fingernails. Your fingernails are, like I said, they have pink to it. Your hand should not be turning red. I don't know if you guys can see. Like if I pinch my hand, you see how it gets red? So here's part of it. I don't know if you guys can see this on camera. But I have red on my hands, just like my fingernails have pink. Now, why that matters is because they said what they planned on doing is switching me out for someone else. But it's hard to find someone who will look like me, have the same hair texture, have the same eyes, and have the same hands. They said a lot of the people they're finding, let me see if I can pinch my hand again. Oh, here it is. It's turning red again. A lot of the people they're finding won't completely match my face. They said they also do this because they want to fool other people into thinking it's me. They said they create these videos where I'm supposed to be in the video, but they use someone else, and that person kind of runs around like a crazy person and says all sorts of things. So they said, going back to the child abuse thing, someone did something nasty to a child, and they said they're going to make that people watch the video and think I'm the one who did something to the child, which goes right back to what I'm telling you. There's a theme of child abuse with these people, and I'm outing it. So I've already been on Twitter. I called the police and they came about this. I've been putting on Twitter. Now I'm doing a whole video about it. So I feel like I've covered all bases with these folks. They're horrible people, and they're really, really bad. So if you're dealing with them, know that these are the people who you're dealing with. They cannot be trusted. They lie. So they stole, when they broke into the apartment more than once, they said they stole things because they wanted to confuse the people running this into thinking that I didn't have baby clothes. Oh, no. They wanted to lie about what my mom was doing. So they said, well, you can't show these baby clothes because then people will know your mom had baby clothes for you. Why wouldn't my mother have had baby clothes for me? It's just a complete group of nonsensical, crazy people coming up with stuff. So I had all these baby clothes stashed that my mom saved for me, and I didn't have children, but it was meant so that I could go through it. When I was a little girl, I was able to play with my little dolls with the baby clothes. It was meant for me. And they said they removed all the baby clothes so that people running it wouldn't see it and wouldn't put it together that I grew up with baby clothes. They said, oh, how did you get these different things? These are the types of things that they sold at Scholastic. You know, the books? Well, in school we used to get the order sheet for Scholastic, and my mom gave me the money to buy books from Scholastic and different things. So it all fits together with the idea that these people lie about me, and there are people who will believe it, and so there will be people who believe their lies, but there will be a bigger portion of people who understand what this is. This is called character assassination. This is a really psychological operation, not just the physical, but the idea that they can destroy who I am. They can destroy my identity. They can destroy my reputation. They can destroy my work prospects, where I live, all of those things, and no one will care. No one will they bang. No one will care. No one will feel that I'm worth being cared about. And so I'm putting this out there publicly. I want you guys to know what's happening so that, hey, there will be people who will believe that lie, but there are enough people who will listen to what I've said, see the dates on my tweets, because that's happening in real time. The tweets are dated and there's a timestamp, and can tell these people caused all of these problems after a specific time period, and they are trying everything in their power to destroy me. If I'm destroyed by the lies, then so be it. That was the way it was supposed to be. If not, and I can help someone else who's also being targeted by these folks, so be it. That's the way it's supposed to be. And I wanted you guys to know that. I'll probably do more videos. I have some videos coming up. I hope you guys can see. This was the plastic container top that I glued on top of a little plastic bowl, so it made this little shelf for some yarn. I'll be doing a craft. I'm going to do some more craft videos and continue to out this. So again, I'm just going to end with this craft, end with some little ideas for little baby clothes that you guys will be able to hopefully benefit from, and let you know I'm not going to stop fighting these people. The more I fight them, the more they lie. So just going back to the time frame, this started in about 2016. They dug up a book where my college professor put me in with my name as a character, and that's strange enough. They thought it was true. It's fiction. I didn't get paid or in any way compensated or even know about it. Then it came down to they wanted to keep me quiet about all of this stuff. So then they started to investigate me. Then once I reported it to the FBI, the police, the world, then they called me a child abuser, a child molester. No, first they started out that I was physically violent with children. Then I became a child molester. Then they broke in and decided to change things around as a game. Then I got an Alzheimer's letter. Then I became ill with all of these different symptoms that coincide with them hitting me in the head. You guys saw me swollen and not looking like myself. So now we're back to them following me around, and now they want to get me to sue everyone. These are absolute strangers. So that gives you the complete update on what's been happening and why I'm still fighting and why I'll fight to the finish. No one should live this way. Thanks for watching.